Hey guys, today we're going to go over some horizontal and vertical translations here in the 30-1 textbook on page 56. So if we look at question 1, we're given an original graph f of x and we want to translate it with our other equations. So the first thing to do is to write out all of our points as coordinates. So as that's given to us, we're going to write these all out. The second thing to do is actually going to be to look at our equation. And we're going to look for our h and k values. So if you look here, we know that we have a k value of plus 3, meaning that all of our y values are going to be translated 3 up. Another way to think about this is our new y is equal to our old y, or f of x, plus 3. Meaning to get our new y, we take our old and add 3. So now a is going to become negative 3 and 1. B is going to become negative 1 and 1. And C is going to become 2 and 1, 2 and 4, 2 and 4. D is going to become 4 and 4. And those are our new points that we can then plot on our coordinates. So if we look here, so negative 3 and 1 is going to be negative 3 and 1. And then we have negative 1 and 1. And finally we have 2 and 4. And then 4 and 4. And so this is how we can make our new graph, which I do not believe gets a name. So this is A, right here. We now look to B, and we see that we have an h value of negative 1. Because again, the standard form is with a negative. So in order to get a positive, it needs to be x minus negative 1, which then obviously turns into x plus 1. So now we take all of our points and we subtract 1 in the x. So for example, A will now become negative 4, negative 2. B is going to become negative 2, negative 2. C is going to become 1 and 1. And then D is now going to become 3 and 1. Now we can plot all those. So 4 and negative 2 is going to go right here. Negative 2 and negative 2 is going to go right here. And then oh, that's negative 5. Okay. Negative 4, negative 2. And finally, 2 and 1 is going to go here. Sorry, 1 and 1. So we put the 1 and 1 here. And then finally, we're going to put our 3 and 1 here. And so this is our new graph, which we can actually go over in a different color to symbolize it. It's a different line, and this is now B. Now again, if we look at C, second step, again, we see that we have a k value of negative 1. We see we also have an h value of positive 2, which means we're going to add 2 to all of our x values, and we're going to subtract 1 from all of our y. So A now becomes negative 1, and then negative 2 can become negative 3. Now B is going to become positive 1, and k, or y value is going to become negative 3, and then C is going to become 0, and, or sorry, it'll become 4, because 2 plus 2, so it'll give us 4, and then we have 1 minus 1, so that'll be 0, and then for our D value, we get 4 plus 2, so 6, and then 1 minus 1, so again, it's 0. And so now again, just as we plotted these points and those points, we're going to plot these three. So here we'll do this one in orange. So we have negative 1, negative 3, which would be here. We have 1, negative 3, 4, and 0, and finally 6 and 0. And so now this is C, and this is how we can translate onto a graph from an original function of a graph to then get the translations. So again, our first step, write out all of our coordinates from the original graph. Our second step is to analyze our functions to understand what we're doing. And then 3 is applying all of those. And then finally, the fourth step is just to finally graph all of them. So that's all for that. If you are looking for some customized help, feel free to check the description below.